is November 16th, 2025. It's a Sunday, beautiful day. I think the weather app said it's 73 degrees, so clear skies, beautiful blue skies. I want to take a minute and make a short video about how I'm doing these videos for my personal YouTube channel. And I'm going to keep them very informal. I was watching a few YouTube videos the other day, and one of them was about how thumbnails get more viewers if there's somewhat informal. That's not the word he used, but that was the idea he got across. You can have very simple thumbnails which show just a snapshot of somebody or something, pretty much like you're seeing now, and it doesn't attract a lot of viewers. Very informal, very just very informal, very relaxed atmosphere. Or there's the other kind of thumbnail that's very professionally done, but it's so professionally done that it looks artificial. These would be ones with big captions, big letters, people's faces close up or and distorted like from a fisheye lens. And although those look very professionally done, and people who made them probably spent a lot of time and effort in them, making them, they're not, they don't draw as many people as they used to. Just simply because people look at them and say, oh, this is artificial, this is somebody, the scam, he's all appearance, he's just another scam artist, essentially. So the guy who was talking about thumbnails, I forget his name, he was saying, he was getting at the best thumbnail in order to attract an audience is somewhere in between. Maybe just a snapshot like you see here, but maybe with some captions up and above the image or below it. That would be a good thumbnail. Well, I tend to make my videos, as you can see here, my entire video is like that. But I think that has an advantage because it is, or they do seem very informal. And there's, I think people don't always want to go to some place for an answer. They go to a business where it's things are regimented, you're routed around different places, things are just incredibly organized. It's like going into a corporate lobby and you go up to the receptionist and they direct you to the right floor, and then you have somebody very professional, even more professional than I am here right now. This is not how I normally dress. I've been to church today. But, and they just get turned off by it. A lot of people get turned off. You get tired of that. So this guy was suggesting where you need to be in terms of creating a thumbnail is somewhere between the two. So that's how I'm capturing my entire videos. I've noticed that when I watch a video, a lot of times, and it's a very informal one, where the narrator, MC, YouTuber, whatever you want to call the person making the video, the creator, they're maybe walking around their barnyard, walking around their house, or they're got things going on in the background. You see maybe where they're making the video isn't a YouTube studio, but it's an interior of the house. So this creator isn't a wealthy guy, isn't making a lot off this. But nonetheless, you feel kind of drawn to them if the presentation is good, and of course if the stuff they say is accurate, factual, but also because it's more personable, more people, I think, or some people are drawn into it. And you can look at that video and you can see things in the background that might fascinate you. I was looking at a news video the other day, and they were interviewing a gentleman who was in obviously his home office, and in the background you can see the books, you can see the prints that he had on his wall. And I thought it was fascinating that he had these Japanese prints on his wall, and they were very beautiful, and I was kind of interested in those. I wish I knew more about them, but that attracted my attention, you see. Now, there was another guy who was being interviewed, obviously from his home office. He had shelves of books behind him. And now this fascinated me, because I think you can tell something about a person from seeing the books they read. So I was looking at the titles on the books, and I was looking at what he is reading, or if he hasn't read them yet, what he hopes to read. And that in an effort to find something out about the creator. But again, this is just a very informal setting, and I think by having that, you can attract people's curiosity, because they'll be curious about you, the narrator, and some will be curious about your life. Some will be curious about your background, whatever the case may be. This is the way it is, I think, with a lot of people who study writers. You find out what their lives are like. Everything from like how they grew up, what schools they attended, down to their writing habits. Like Hemingway sharpened 20 pencils, at least in his early years. He sharpened 20 pencils before he sat down and write anything. And he always wrote with pencils in a notebook. And like I said, at least in the early years. Don't know what he did later on. This is when I'm talking about when he was living in Paris as a reporter, I think, for the Toronto Star or the St. Louis Dispatch, maybe both. But anyway, so I wanted to get this down and mention why I'm doing these informal videos like this.